Hundreds of the University of the Gambia students were stranded at the bus stops in Brikama just a week after starting classes at their new campus in Faraba, Bantam. The buses that were allocated to transport students to the new campus were full before they even arrived in Brikama, leaving many students unable to get to their lectures. Students at the Gambia College campus bus stop were among the hardest hit, with some saying they had arrived as early as 6:30 a.m., even though lectures were not scheduled to start until 8 a.m. Abdullah Cham, a student at the University of the Gambia School of Education, was one of those stranded at the Gambia College campus bus stop. He told Kerfatu that he had been waiting for a bus for over 2 hours.
As you can see the situation here, it is still frustrating. I live in Costa Road. We were there since, I can say, 6:30. We were stranded there. There were no buses to pick us. Any buses that come around, they will be full to capacity. We managed to come here thinking that things will be easy here, but you can see the situation here. Everything is tied up. I'm supposed to have classes from 8 to 11, but you see I missed that classes and I no more have that class. I have to go back home. So I think the situation is not even encouraging at all, definitely.
Mr. Chan believes that the authorities should have thoroughly prepared before moving them to Faraba. He emphasizes the negative consequences of missing lectures.
Absolutely, it's very bad. We know if you miss lectures, and normally the lecturers will not repeat that classes they had with the students, and it means you have already missed something, and who knows, that might be captured in the exams. And some students, they learn best when they are in the class discussing on some of them. So this is definitely very bad. I think there are a lot of groundworks that needed to be done before they shifted all of us to Faraba. There were not enough buses. You can see transportation is very key. It's not easy. You can even see the situation. Everybody is frustrated. So this thing alone can traumatize somebody. You will not even have that conducive to go. Even the bus, they are always full to capacity. Health-wise, not okay. Some people might be asthma patient or the bus is full to capacity. So I think they should have done a better work than this.
Political science student Jindaba described the situation as unfortunate since they were all late for their lectures.
Yeah, it's just quite unfortunate. There were times allocated and there are picking points that we have been mentioned since last week. But unfortunately, there is still now no buses. And the buses that are coming from the other Westfield and others, they are all full. So we are here standing still now, but then it's still difficult for us because then every bus that comes, it is really full. So we are just waiting. Maybe we would see a bus that is not full, but it's just unfortunate something that is happening. We are supposed to have class for today is 11, but it's now 11 and still now there is no bus for us. So it's like our time is being consumed. Yeah.
Mr. Abdullah Cham, an English language major, also voiced his frustration over the issue.
I got out of where I live 7 o'clock or around there. And a lot of people came much earlier than I came, and maybe I could manage with the situation a little bit due to maybe some experience. But students here are really frustrated. And at some point, when people are jam-packed in one place, at some point, they could be running around, the road is just here, there could be an accident at any point, and it's 11 o'clock. Our class right now, most of us who are here, we are going for an 11 o'clock class. And 11 o'clock, what time is it? It's, yeah, so that means we will miss a lot of our class, most of it. And before we know, if this continues, because this is not the first lecture week since the semester opened, before we know, we will miss a lot, and then our grades will go down. And if we do not have a chance to do the exams again and all those things, we will miss a lot of time before we know. So I think transition is good, and like it takes time, we understand, but really, it's being hard on us.
The Ministry of Higher Education, Research Science and Technology has signed a contract agreement with the Gambia Transport Service Company Limited GTSC. The rationale of the agreement is to ease the transportation of students to and from the University of the Gambia's Faraba Bantam campus. a final year student of the University of the Gambia School of Arts and Sciences, who was also stranded in Brikama, called on the authorities to strategize the transportation of students to Faraba.
Faraba is not a bad thing, we all applauded it, because it's a good initiative, because we have been struggling for classes for quite a long time. Yeah, but the issue is transportation, because you know that when you are moving to Faraba, there should be a good logistic schedule in place. So I am applauding or seeking from the Ministry of Higher Education, like if they could allocate buses to be at every picking point, because they have a picking point from Westfield to Buba Zone, Latrikunda, NTC, because if you have a one bus moving from Westfield, coming via Lamen NTC to Brikama and picking people all along the road, it will be full obviously before it reaches those at Brikama. And there's another bus also that comes from this Steen Corner to Senegambia and to Turntable to Costa Road via Brikama. You'll see that there are a lot of students around that end also, because all the schools are moving today officially, except School of, I think, Faculty of Law and Journalism. Yeah, so you'll see that this, SBPA is the biggest school in the University of the Gambia, and the second biggest school is is the School of Arts and Sciences, and the population of university is virtually like 9,000 students. And I know that every bus could not take more than 100 students. So if you allocate 15 buses to the student, that is virtually like 1,500 students that it can take on the go. So I think still the ministry need to strategize the issue of transportation, because moving to Faraba, as I said earlier, is not a bad thing. But like the transportation is the main issue. As he rightly told you that we're supposed to have class at 11 o'clock. And almost now my time is 14 after 11. Meaning we have lost almost 14 minutes. And before we reach Faraba, it might be half 11 or let's say 12 o'clock. So these are the constraints that the students are grappling with. So we applaud the ministry and by extension to the government to look at the plight of the student and come up with a better alternative that will address this issue that we are facing currently.
While reacting to the transportation challenges of the students, the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology told Kerfado that the transportation challenges were due to the lack of data on the students' locations. The ministry further assured the students that the issue would be solved, as they are working with the Students' Union to solve the problem. This medium also contacted the president of the Students' Union for comment, but he was not available at the time of filing this report. On September 27, 2023, 15 buses were allocated, dedicated times to transport students and lecturers to the UTG at different times, according to their timetable slots to and from the Faraba Bantang campus. Reporting for Kerfatu, I am Landin Sise.